that the person who succeeds me in this position has that done. But what they will do in change orders, they will take a look at the internal controls over change orders. And then on 18, the entrance conference, like I said, we haven't had one, and the district is more than willing to work with the CBOC to have someone, to work together on that. The specialists to be listed, we agree. The participation in the exit conference, but you gotta remember, if there's an exit conference, if that's when they finish field work, there won't be a draft audit report. I mean, the draft audit report really, what happens normally is our auditors come in for a week, May and October, and do all the field work they can. They go back to their office, they tie up the loose ends, and then they have a draft audit report. Now, at the point they have a draft audit report, we can do an exit conference where you can be present. But it's not gonna be when they finish field work, and it never is. So it's a little misleading here, but the district is willing to agree that when the draft audit is ready, we can do an exit conference, but it's not gonna be when they leave the district on the last day of field work. And then finally, the evaluation, like I said, I've been doing it for 10 years on the financial side and for a couple of years here, and we haven't done any, like the evaluation we do is we go out for RFP. If we're not happy with the work, if we are happy, we keep them. But we can do this, and I think it's important because this is the first time on the performance audit side, and there are some doubts. We were very pleased with the firm we had before, and we're going to look at this firm and see how they do. And if the CBOC isn't happy, and the district as well, we're going to go out for another RFP. And then finally, I'd like to add is that I think the whole idea of the facilities subcommittee to send it back here was to get more input to make the public feel happy that the district is trying to be transparent. And we are trying to work with the public to do the best for the bond program going forward. So, and like I said, on this document, Mr. Young here has put up here, I agree with like 95%. I'll find tooth and nail on the other two, but that's kind of where we are.
Okay. One thing that can I just do as a start, just to go through again and see which things are not even worth discussing because you're already agreeing with them. Like, okay, item 1, you'll put the explicit language that says, no.
Let me say, I agree with Anton on 19 out of 21. The only two that we don't agree on is the half-year audit, number 15 and number 16. Otherwise, I agree with everything.
Oh, except under 5, you had a concern about 3 months as the time.
Well, the 3 months is fine. It's just the auditor to come back. They come back the following year and check it. It's like I won't say the following year. They come back when they do the review of audit findings in July, mid-year, and check it at that time. But the 3 months is fine because that's in the Ed code.
Okay. So there's no reason to put explicit language in for it, you're saying, or?
Well, no, we can put this in like he has it, but I'll take out like submit a report to CBOC, but maybe we'll say report back to the CBOC with the with the mid-year audit findings.
Okay.
And that should be three months or less, because like literally, it's due to March 31st. April, May, June, so I mean July at the latest would be 4 months.
I don't follow that. What do you mean? Submit what back in 3 months? Mid-year, use the term mid-year. I'm trying to figure out.
Well, what we've done in the past is
explain about mid-year audits.
Okay.
As a practice, a standard practice, as opposed to not being a standard practice. What's being asked?
It's a mid-year review of audit findings. In the past, we had the 6-month audit. The last 3 years, what we've done is a mid-year review of audit findings. So we'll bring it back at that time, and that's, the 3 months that we're talking about here is in Ed code, where finding comes to the district. Normally, we would have responded by the time the report comes out, and we've given our word that we would go forward, because that was one of your concerns, right? There'd be no response.
Okay, let me just speak to that. And this is one of my main issues now. Is this: when the audit is being performed, the auditors come up with the findings. They put those, and they give those findings to staff.
No, they don't.
Okay, then why not?
I don't know. I mean, literally, see, it's been 5
See,
years.
I've never had an audit. I mean,
I know.
Yeah, when the audit report is issued, if there are some audit findings, there should be a response in there.
The district is in response to every audit finding going forward in the performance audit. And we've talked about that in a couple of meetings that you weren't there, and this came up as a problem, and the district in the future will answer every single finding, and there will be a response.
Maybe you should explain to the
Sure.
people in the audience that your background, that, because we're saying that you haven't seen.
Retired chief accountant for the city.
Okay, so you've seen lots of audits.
Yeah. Now, whenever, going to the auditors as they come in, okay, they don't talk to anyone? I mean, they just walk in and say, give me the books and shut up?
Close enough. What they do is they ask for, we'll say, a number of, like 300 invoices. They review the 300 invoices. If I'm lucky enough to be there,
Explain to the audience a sample.
a sample of 300, we'll say, of, how many we have for the year. They review these, and if I'm not there for the day, and this is just on the financial end, you gotta remember, they look at the construction program and the finance. I'm up in the admin building for the finance. Now, the construction, they have, the items they review. So literally, no, it's very disjointed, actually, and so that's some of the problems I had in the past. The findings are not reported to us. And so I think we'll solve this by having a status report where we're both CC'd on, because literally I get stunned when they come up with, a finding. And I don't get the finding until January either, so it's like, kind of thing. But no, going forward, I'm having, if they tell us anything on a finding, we will share with the CBOC. I can say this is considered a status report, and both get it at the same time.
Okay, now, in the bylaws, it specifically states, now, I heard, I think what you say, that a lot of stuff has been changed, but the last bylaws I saw, this is in there. The CBOC is